I'm willing to put up with like a kind of bad game to get a good story.
Mm-hmm.
But I like have no time for bad storytelling anymore. So it's one of those things where it's like, oh, this game feels good, but this sucks, and like this story sucks, and these characters suck. So I'm gonna go play something else.
Speaking of having no time for bad storytelling.
Oh god. I thought maybe this was gonna be the beginning of our secret. Actually, we're about video games now.
I could not keep that up. I'll tell you
No.
what, the next 2 weeks is still gonna be just playing Hades.
Playing Hades. Welcome to week 3 of Tony playing Hades and me playing like some obscure independent game that I found that I thought was pretty neat. Played for 10 minutes and then went back to playing Hades.
Welcome to Direct to Video, a podcast where we pair movies like fine wine. Oh, I forgot the VHS part. You know what? It's not important.
VHS?
VHS? This movie was probably not released on VHS anyway.
No, I think
like
it was 2003.
Was it 2003?
Yeah. So it's like right on the cusp, right? Like somebody got this on VHS.
Andy, do you remember at the beginning of this? I feel like you sold this series on being like fun dumb.
Did I? I'm sorry.
Or that's what you wanted because it was just coming out of like Tarzan, and we were like, I don't even want to do the last episode of Tarzan. I'm just tired.
Yeah.
And here we are. Oh no, it wasn't Tarzan. Shit, it was those fucking Halloween movies we did.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Did we ever hit Tarzan 2?
Is that what it's called? We never hit the third one, whatever it was. The one where he's a kid.
Yeah, it's called Tarzan 2.
That's dumb, but
that
okay.
is that and it is dumb because it's a prequel, Tony, or an I guess it's an interquel technically, but it's a prequel.
Well, we're not talking about Tarzan right now. We're talking about Atlantis: Milo's Return.
Atlantis: directed by Tad Stones, Toby Shelton, and Victor A. Cook.
Hey, Andy, why would there be 3 directors on this movie?
Well, see, Tony, I was really thinking about it. I was like, man, 3 directors seems like a lot for one movie, but it turns out this is not, in fact, one movie.
Mm-hmm.
This is another backdoor pilot to a show that did not get made.
My understanding, and I might be wrong about this, is that it's less of a backdoor pilot and more of using animation from using animation and storylines from the already scrapped show. And they were just like, shit, we have to just pile this together into something so we can make something. It looks like any of the old Disney animated TV shows where everybody's like off model and like weird.
It's wild because the quality of this movie is so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of just like the animation, and they decided with their skill set and with their money that Disney like probably like just reached into their back pocket and were like, we have this much, make a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, what if we made a globe-trotting adventure?
God, the places they go.
The places they go. 2 places.
3 places.
Nah.
They go to
The Baltic Sea.
Sure. An Iceland. And one other place a little closer to home.
The American Southwest.
Specifically, somewhere in Arizona, because they do mention
Scottsdale.
Scottsdale, yes.
I was like, oh, cool, they're in Arizona. I don't know if that's historically viable.
Yeah, I mean, 1940, there was probably something in Scottsdale. I don't think it was a big city at the time.
I think at that point it was still the New Mexico Territory, right?
Maybe.
Like, or it just became a state, because...
Let's see. When did Arizona become a state?
The Arizona Territory existed in 1863, and in 1912 it was formally admitted as a state.
Okay, so that's actually, like, right on the cusp of whenever this was supposed to be. Like, this is 1914, I think?
Yeah. World War I is right around the corner. Which is a thing that I kept thinking about as this movie went on, and it like kept kind of drumming louder and louder in the back of my mind. Is like, after this, World War One happens,
or it doesn't, because a huge thing happens in this movie that they kind of just paint over, and it's like, yep, this is good. But if that happens, what happens next?
No, now we skip straight to World War II is what happens next, I think.
Okay, so let's start the movie, unless we have more background.
I do want to stress, it is really hard to find like any background for these direct-to-video movies that isn't like first-hand account, because a lot of these movies were animated either by the like Australian branch of Disney Toons or handed off to some external animation studio in China or somewhere else in Asia, right? Like there's no, I don't know, we will never know how much these movies cost, but I have to assume that until they stopped making them, they made a lot of money, or at least a lot of profit, right?
Right. I mean, maybe they didn't make a lot of money, but they probably didn't spend any money on them.
Which is why, like, a lot of the name, like these three directors, right? Like they're not anybody, but if you go look at their like IMDb pages, one of them directed is directing a ton of TV shows. Mm-hmm. The other one, and this kind of makes sense, is directing a lot of Scooby-Doo movies, and I think also 9 episodes of Mystery Incorporated.
Okay.
Which makes sense.
Wait a second, was that the guy who did the first one?
I think so.
Because if it is, that was straight up a Mystery Incorporated episode.
Honestly, this whole movie is some Scooby-Doo shit that I was not expecting that to be this movie.
Yeah, but here's the thing about Scooby-Doo. I feel like you can forgive Scooby-Doo more. Scooby-Doo is just, like, light, fun stuff. And I can see where they were going, where they were like, what if we do what Hanna-Barbera did with all their cartoons at one point, which is took existing characters and just made them Scooby-Doo? But it really functionally does not work for them in this movie. Because their thing is it always has to tie back into Atlantis, which means Atlantis, which was supposedly this thing that nobody knew about, is now the most important and influential place in the world. Also, I hate to jump right into it, Kiva fucking claims that Atlantis has been slowly dying for 8,000 years. And it pissed me off so much that it's so much longer than any known civilization has ever survived.
Atlantis has been failing longer than, like, all of human history. Right? Like, I don't know what the rise of Atlantis as a civilization was, but Atlantis as a civilization has been, like, in the time that Atlantis sunk beneath the ocean, and Kida got to say the sentence, has been dying for 8,000 years. Yes. Like, we've seen the rise in, like, Egypt has risen and fallen, like, 5 times, right?
Right,
like,
exactly.
That's what we're talking about on this fucking timescale.
As I watched it, I was like, I think Kida might be the bad guy. There's, like, a rating of this where she's like, Atlantis is amazing. Atlantis really, like, built the entire world. Atlantis should own the entire world. Like,
but she never does that, right? Because Kida's always the first person to be like, actually, my culture sucks. Right? The moment anyone's like, God, isn't Atlantis so cool? She's like, actually, we're terrible, and we deserve to have been lost, maybe. I don't know, I'm conflicted.
Oh my God. And also, occasionally, she's just dumb again. So that's fun.
Yeah, it's great. There's nothing I love more than that bit just continuously coming back.
Where Milo has to explain everything to her and she just doesn't get it.
We didn't want to pay Michael Fox to be in this movie.
Apparently not.
Because this guy, as soon as he started talking, I was like, Donatello, is that you? They got the Animaniacs guy again, but no, it's a different person. It just sounds a lot like him.
The crazy thing to me is they did get a fair amount of people back, probably because they just needed, like, voice acting money.
I'm pretty sure they got. Most of these people are working voice actors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or they're just not big actors, right? But I will say this: the voice of Packard, Florence Stanley, who we spoke about in the last episode, this was her last role. She passed away like a couple of months, I think, after recording her lines.
That is such a disappointment, because she did not get to do diddly shit in this movie.
In this movie, yeah.
Then again, she didn't do anything in the last movie.
In the last movie either. Yeah, it's true. I will say in this movie she got like 2 hunk suitors, I guess. That's something.
That was weird.
It's weird. It's definitely weird. It's definitely a choice.
I enjoyed her telling her friend Ethel, I think, about how she broke their hearts. But, like, it was weird in the first place. Like, why is this happening?
Why? It's like, oh, you're like an Yzma. Here's 2 crunks. Kind of a situation. So we start off with Kida flying her fish bike, her levitating fish bike car over lava, over some lava whales.
I mean, it's revealed later that they're basically dogs, and she has a pet one.
Well, no, though you're thinking of the lava platypuses, right? But there was a lava whale, Tony, and I'm sorry. I cannot. Okay. I cannot with this shit. This lava whale shit.
It's so weird because this is nothing. It's so weird because it doesn't tie into the last movie at all. That not only was there nothing living in the lava, but the lava was not actually surrounding Atlantis. It was for a while because of an explosion, but then it cooled.
But no, it's still there. It's just a lava sea now. And they have lava platypus and lava whales. And they have, one of them's a pet. This is clearly supposed to be, right, like the mascot character or whatever. Like, was the thing that they were going to sell kids' toys.
But it doesn't work. And I don't know if it's because he's new and nothing works, but, like, maybe if he'd been in the original, it would have been fine. But, like, I don't care about this dog. This weird lava dog with too many legs who eats rocks. I don't care.
The problem is we already have a character who eats rocks and is a weird creature, right?
Yeah, I mean, this dog spends most of the time just bonding with Mole.
The ubermensch of the film, the hero of this movie, Mole.
Multiple times. It is weird. I honestly think somebody at Disney did think that he was the breakout star of the original movie. You know who they didn't care for? Dr. Sweet.
Dr. Sweets gets shafted so much.
Over the course of these 3 episodes, basically, they break up the band so often. The only ones we consistently see are Mole, Audrey, Kida, and Milo. Everybody else is, like, shifted in and out. We only see the older people for, like, half a second. Like, it's weird. It's weird. It's a weird choice to have made.
Yeah, it's one of those things that kind of screams like why are these people, like, transient, still willing to have it? Also, weren't they all rich?
They're
right?
all
like,
rich, yes.
They were all super rich at the end of the last movie. They could do whatever the hell they want, right? And I don't understand why this movie couldn't just be like, hey, we took all of our money and founded, like, an extra nationalist group of, like, peacekeeping monster hunters.
Right, except but they just don't. They just... The old guy, what's his face, is still like, oh, they all work for me for some reason. And I think there's more Atlantis stuff, which is hilarious because the first thing they go to check out is not Atlantean at all, and Kida has a weird freak out about it.
We start this movie in Atlantis, where we see that Atlantis is rebuilding itself. Apparently, these crystals also weld rocks together, so just add that to the list of shit they can fucking do.
I thought you might have a problem with that.
Kida goes and talks to her stone dad and is like, man, it sucks that my mom doesn't have a cool stone face, but whatever. Love you, Dad.
She actually, here's the thing, there is no reference to her mother literally at all in this movie.
her mother's part of that glowing crystal. She's been wiped from history.
She is, like, so concerned with living up to her dad, but her dad was bad at this.
Her dad was so bad at this, he, like, destroyed the world. Or at least their world, right? Like, some form of ancient culture.
And kept his people in the dark.
Literally and metaphorically.
For 8,000 years.
There is also an implication later in this movie that the other Atlanteans are also 8,000 years old, by the way.
They do mention something like that because she talks about never meeting new people. But there are kids, so I would say she's full of it.
Either she's full of it, or
did everybody stay the same age for 8,000 years?
Yeah, some fucking Peter Pan shit. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I've been holding this baby. This baby's 8,000 years old. right? That child at the end of this movie who's like, what is that? That child who doesn't know what the sun is, that child's 8,000 years old.
That child's like, when I was 6 years old, the sun disappeared.
The sun disappeared, and now I'm 7 and the sun is back.
Years.
There is a classroom where a teacher is teaching kids and all of them are the same age, right? Like the problem with being 8,000 years old is that if you're 20 years older than me and I'm 0 and it's been 8,000 years, we're both 8,000 years old.
That
like
doesn't fucking matter.
The math really shrinks the difference a little bit, right?
It's like you can only date somebody who is half your age plus 7.
Plus 7. It's like, well, it's okay that 60-year-old man and that 5-year-old are dating because they're both 8,000 years old. Like, this is some anime bullshit and you can't do it. You can't. You have to take a step back and ask yourself, maybe 2,000 years. Maybe 2,000 years is enough, right? Like, I don't understand why they went with 8,000 years.
Such a big number. And then, of course, Kida insisting that they have been in a downfall for 8,000 years, which is an impossibly long amount of time for anything to keep happening.
I feel like at that point, I feel like if you've been in decline for 8,000 years, like maybe you're just not that, maybe you're just bad.
Maybe you got a shitty civilization. Maybe your king and queen shouldn't be dicking around on the surface. I don't know. I'm just saying things.
You know what? That is fair. They just straight up leave.
They just leave. She's like, other people could take care of it. People who we don't know and have never seen.
Yeah, we're basically a representative democracy, and I'm just here as a figurehead. Let's go. Let's go. I don't care about my culture, Milo.
Well, she only cares that her culture could be attacking the surface.
Kida is like the liberal daughter of a conservative gun owner who's just afraid that all those guns are out there still killing people. And I get it, right? Like, oh man, my dad had all these guns and they might still be out there. But like, I don't know, maybe
except he didn't.
Yeah, like he didn't
because there are no guns.
One time, right? One of them was an actual like Atlantean super weapon, I guess.
But that fucking super weapon was like one of the angels from the Bible, which taught these people who, by the way, were all Native Americans, and by that I mean every tribe of Native American.
This movie has the big brain idea of going, what if all indigenous North and South American cultures were actually the same culture?
And it was this culture that we made up for this movie. And
it is such
they're actually the same culture, and wink, it's Greek. Come on, guys.
It is so much to just make that choice, right?
Anyway, that fucking super weapon apparently just showed up and, like, taught people stuff and wasn't being a super weapon.
Yeah, and he's just hanging around.
And this fucking ghost. Okay, we have got to go in order.
To be fair, the first episode, I do want to kind of talk about this first episode because it's some...
The first episode is wild in a way that the others aren't.
Are not. It is like its own... It is an episode of Scooby-Doo in this movie, right? Like, it just...
It is. Here's what it is. You ever play like a real quick pickup game of Call of Cthulhu?
Yes! I literally wrote Shadows of Innsmouth in my notes.
Yeah, I mean, yes! Oh my gosh. They show up at this time. Okay, so what happened?
So I first want to remind us where we are, which is we are in Atlantis. Milo is in Atlantis. Intruders are attacking Atlantis. But wait, it's not intruders. It's the gang. They're just here on planes. Whitmore's here too. And he's like, wow, this is all hunky-dory, but we have to go back to the surface because there might be Atlantean shit hurting people. And then smash cut, we're at the surface.
I'm sorry, I need to mention something, because we actually saw this early on. We saw the Kraken already.
Oh, that's right, they did have an establishing...
An scene. And I need to say something about this thing that will stay true throughout the entire movie, but really, entire 20 minutes. They keep showing tentacles, and those tentacles don't do anything. It is deeply frustrating. I was like, okay, now it smashes the shit, but it doesn't smash the shit. It doesn't sort of dick around.
It's just kind of being ominous, and like playing with its food, but we never get to see it do anything on screen that's more than like holding somebody's hand, right?
Yeah.
Also, it's badly designed.
You mean because it has a mouth? It bothered me that it had a mouth. It has a human face.
Yeah, it has like a fish mouth with human eyes. It also, but like its tentacles are coming out around it like it's a Medusa head, which is a wild choice. Its tentacles have spikes on them. I don't know what the like function of those are. Octopuses traditionally don't have like bones.
I didn't notice the spikes, if I'm being honest. I was too busy being baffled by the entire experience.
of this honestly kind of a snooze fest.
It was tiring. Like, it was just nothing.
I was watching this and I struggled to stay awake. But I do want to point out that we get 2 jump cuts in this movie where people just show up to Atlantis and then people leave Atlantis, which is like half of the last movie. Mm-hmm. And we're just like, nah.
Nah, this is fine now.
Turns out that was bad, so we're just gonna make a whole new boring experience to make up for it.
Whitmore's like, oh, there's this kraken that's destroying stuff off the coast of somewhere or other. And Milo's like, a kraken? But that's Norse. And Kida's like, no, we totally could have done that. That's so us.
We could have done it. Easily.
And so she's like, I guess I'll go with you. And it's like, why, Kida? And she's like, because the plot wants me to.
Because in about 45 minutes, the artist and director are going to make me change into an outfit that is a choice. That's why. They end up at this village.
Well, they get on a boat, and the boat gets sunk by the Kraken, and then they end up at this village.
And then they end up at this village where this like straight up like man walks out of a Scooby-Doo movie to just walk in here. This like Captain Ahab looking, like just like ancient, haggard, like I feel like underneath that mask was Professor Hyde White, right? Or somebody. I cannot, like, this guy looked like he walked out of Mystery Incorporated.
Yes. And he was so ancient, apparently, that there are stories that he made a deal with the devil to never die, but forgot to
Everyone always forgets this part.
And so he's just this ancient, haggard old man who sees these strangers and is like, you're leaving in the morning. And then he lures them to their deaths.
Twice.
It's amazing. It's like, this is... You ever play Mansions of Madness?
Yeah. Ooh, it's been a while since I played it.
This is straight up out of Mansions of Madness. It is crazy.
Well, I mean, it's like a staple, right? Of like horror is the like ancient curmudgeon who warns you of things to come.
But it's such a staple of a certain kind of horror that they are doing here.
Yeah.
Which is the Lovecraftian type.
Yeah, it's like this is straight up just like, oh, but this is like one of my problems, I think, with like with a lot of these Disney TV shows, right? Is that they do this. It's like this episode we're gonna make fun of like Lovecraftian storytelling, and this episode we're gonna make fun of Jules Verne, and this episode we're gonna make fun of Sherlock Holmes or whatever the fuck.
Honestly,
right?
if they had kept it Jules Verne, it would at least be like thematically appropriate.
Right? Like, let's go. You already kind of have dinosaurs. Let's just go to the Lost World or something.
Yeah, do something.
There's a certain type of literature that they could have been pulling from that they just weren't. Mm-hmm. And it's wild. But like, I think the best example of a show doing this kind of shit good is the Timon and Pumbaa show, right? Because that show is basically a sketch comedy. It's basically a sketch. Yeah. It's like a precursor to House of Mouse, right? Just a sketch comedy.
I believe we established that there was a crossover between those two.
Yes, but like it's one of those things where it's like to see like a sequel to what was supposed to be this like Disney's animated Star Wars be this is wild. Like it's a wild choice.
Yeah, and here's the thing: it is never done comedic.
No. They go to this inn, and like I straight up thought that this woman was gonna like pull out a crib with a skeleton in it. Like
I was waiting for the twist. At the end of this thing, she keeps on talking about her kid and how he can't go outside. And we never see her kid. Even at the very end, she's holding a bundle. And I was like, oh, we're gonna see that bundle's not human. But we don't see that. And I was like, what is the point of this? Just show me a baby if it's a baby.
Yeah, if it's a baby, just show it. Just give me your poorly drawn ugly baby. I would rather that. Baby. Because the implication here is like, oh, she's just holding a skeleton or like a gun or something, right? Like it's
or
something
like
weird.
a little Cthulhu, or like a lizard person, or something, because there's weird shit in this town.
This is a town that's been like mind freaked by a fucking kraken for who knows how long.
It seems like hundreds of years at least.
But also seems like it could have been a couple of days, right? Like that's kind of the problem with the timeline of this premise.
Right, because supposedly this guy has been around for forever. And I'll just say it, when they kill the Kraken, he turns to dust.
He turns to ash. Like, yeah.
Which means that he is up there.
He's probably about 8,000 years old.
Stop. So why did Kraken just start attacking things now?
Why now? It would have made sense, right? If like it was like, oh, this was some like ancient Atlantean curse or something, but it's not.
But it's not. It's just something different. Because in the movie, it feels like Atlantis is the magical thing in this world. And then as soon as they went to make a sequel, they were like, what if there's other magical things in this world? And at that point, you're like, what's even happening?
There is a moment in this movie where one of the characters is like, listen, we've already met like 8 gods, technically, if you're counting liberally, right? Like, what's another one? And it's like, yo, that's insane that your character like, could say that.
He was like, there was that spirit. He was basically a god. The Kraken might have been a god. We met the crystal. That was a god. Like,
Kida is kind of in a weird way a god. It's like we're up there, right? We've almost hit double digits in terms of gods we've met, which is like as normal people in pre-World War I, the world we shouldn't have done.
That's what caused World War I.
That's what's caused World War I.
Pissed off gods.
God, I can't believe that World War I started because Archduke Franz Ferdinand was assassinated by Atlantean Odin.
Yep, that's what happened.
Fuck.
So they try to follow the old guy in the night, and he uses some kind of magic to make the fog really thick and make them think that they're heading back toward the town when they're actually walking off of a cliff.
Do we ever get an explanation for how he made windows appear in the air?
I think just Kraken magic. He's got Kraken magic.
It's just, okay.
By the way, there was something I wanted to say. You mentioned it last time, and I was like, I didn't see any gratuitous shots of Audrey's butt. Boy, there were a lot of them in this movie.
Yeah. Audrey really taking the role of damsel in distress in a couple of these episodes.
I honestly thought something interesting might happen to Audrey when she was mind controlled, because I was like, whoa, what's her connection to the Kraken?
Right, that's what I thought too, because at that point the movie's like, oh my god, this ancient man is controlling the Kraken. And then we find out later that no, it's the Kraken that's mind freaking everybody.
So yeah, the Kraken just takes over people's minds. It seems like one at a time?
Well, no, because all the village people, right?
I don't know, maybe because it had longer to work on them. But, like, it can only control the party's minds one at a time. Mm-hmm. The only people who are affected by it at all are Audrey and Vinny, and those are at different points.
Yeah, and it's because they're Italian and Puerto Rican, right? I guess that has something to do with it. This is the problem, right? Is because there's no rules, right? I don't understand how this Kraken can mind freak people at all.
So they fall off a cliff, and then they find the
secret cave.
The secret cave, and they go into the secret cave, and it turns out that the old guy is using the Kraken to steal supplies. And Audrey gets mind controlled. Yeah, except
the Kraken is using the old guy to steal supplies?
The subtext here, in my mind, is that they must have some kind of deal. Like, this is his deal with the devil, staying the most powerful person in this town, and staying alive in this town. And also keeping everybody out of the town? Like, there's gotta be... I think he needs the supplies. The Kraken is giving them to him because they have this link. But yes, the Kraken mind controls everybody.
It's one of those things, right, where it's like... And I don't know. I don't want to blame Atlantis 2, Milo's Return, for not putting enough thought into one of their 3 episodes. But they really just didn't put enough thought into this, right? Like... They needed to pitch this to a 10-year-old and get all those 10-year-old questions answered, right?
That's fair.
That's why you gotta have a 10-year-old in every meeting.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun.
The hard part is figuring out how to pay them because it might be child labor if you're not.
I mean, if it's one of
like a consultancy
I guess it's
thing.
the owner's kid, that might be okay. There are rules. There are possibilities here. We could work around it. They get into a submarine fight with the Kraken. The Kraken is just like kicking their asses and mind controlling Vinny and all this. But then they remember Milo lost a sub early on because he's bad at everything. So they blew up his sub, and that kills the Kraken, and then the old guy turns to dust, and then they just leave.
They just leave. Well, everybody in this town decides to start painting their houses in Technicolor, which is nice.
Like pastel, like, wow, we really hated this bleak-ass place.
The implication, right? The implication is that at one point, like, Mind Freak Kraken was like, actually, I'm really tired of all these pastel houses. Go ahead and paint those gray. Paint those like a mottled gray. That's my aesthetic.
And then Kida, in the most frustrating part of the movie for me, and there are other... I mean, the movie's not engaging enough to really be frustrating most of the time. But she's like, this wasn't Atlantean, but what if something else is? And it's like, Kida, you were afraid that this was Atlantean, and it's not.
And it's not.
Go home.
We haven't seen anything Atlantean, Kida.
But don't even worry, because Dr. Sweet has a message for him. And he's like, I need you guys to come to Arizona.
Sorry, I do want to point out a line that she has where she says, my people, the people of Atlantis. And it's like, you know what? We know. We know. We were there. You can just say, my people. We got it.
In a later scene, when they're talking about the world being destroyed, she mentions that means Atlantis will be destroyed. And it's like, no shit,
because
Kida.
It's part of the world, Kida. We know. Is this virtue signaling? Is Kida virtue signaling Atlantis? Like, I don't know what these lines are. It is frustrating, though, right? Because in the last movie, Atlantis is painted as, like, a pseudo-indigenous culture, basically.
Mm-hmm.
This movie paints it as, like, the original indigenous culture, which is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, and what really bothers me about the end is it feels like Atlantis is called the Lost Empire, and it's like, does Kida want to be an empire? Like, it feels like what she's doing is trying to build, at best, a new, like, Greece where ideas will come out and basically everything will be Atlantis because she is spreading ideas.
Yeah, like a cultural hegemony.
Right. Or, at worst, Rome.
Right. So
where she just has her giant robots. I was like, well, I can do this better than you.
Do you think that like all of her like, oh my god, maybe we need to go out there and find these Atlantean weapons is just like a casus belli, like, well, we had to invade. They might have Atlantean super weapons.
Yes! That is absolutely how it reads with the ending of this movie, where they're like, well, we need to reveal ourselves now. No more hiding. It's like, excuse me? What do you mean?
Like a more malicious ending of Black Panther.
It's exactly what it reminded me of. I was like, Black Panther knew how to do this without making it scary. This is scary.
Well, because the Black Panther isn't like, if Black Panther throughout the whole movie was like, maybe like other countries shouldn't be allowed to have ancient Wakandan super weapons. Like, he doesn't have that opinion. Someone else does. And then they're like, but what if we gave Wakandan super weapons to the disenfranchised? And I'm like, well, maybe you got a point there. But like, it's one of those things, right? Like the setup and framing of the way that this Kida is encountering the world is a little weird. They go to Arizona.
They go to Arizona.
And we finally get to see Sweets. Finally, I love him. It's been too long. Actually
working as a doctor. Which is, again, kind of fascinating, makes you wonder what his whole deal is.
Well, I mean, there is a time, and this is a thing that I did want to look up, because there was a time when the Southwest was, like, predominantly Hispanic and Black.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too crazy that this Black, half Native American, half Black man has a clinic in the Southwest, because, you know, you would think that he would be there to, like, help Native Americans and also like Black rancher hands and stuff with their medical problems.
And that is a good point, except everybody else we meet is just white.
Well, or an ancient Native American
or a ghost. This ghost made me so mad. I was like, why are you only doing this after people stole pottery? Why weren't you doing this when they were invading the land?
Right? I feel like you could have started doing this a while ago, my dude.
Pick your battles, dipshit.
I could count, I think, 1492 maybe? You could have started there.
Or maybe when Cortez shows up.
Right, there's ample choices, especially since apparently also native. There are Aztec and Olmec sculptures in this fucking ancient hidden valley. What the fuck are you talking about?
There's like Mayan and Inca and just everything.
I legit half expected it to be like, oh my god, there's Inuit igloos here. Holy shit.
Yeah, like they came that far down south, and then we're just, well, time to go back.
Time to go back up.
Too warm out here.
How the fuck did Atlantis get here?
Well, they left, it was their robot, I guess, just walked.
Just walked there. So, this prospector was attacked by dust yodis. And
he basically seems fine. He's all wrapped up, but he's really gesticulating.
He also doesn't believe in medicine.
Yes. And Sweet's is like, so I called you here because of this, and he shows him that there's like a little Atlantean guy that he's got. Like, it's got a bunch of like Atlantean symbols on it, which they don't read, but okay.
Well, Kida brought schools back to Atlantis, but she hasn't gone to a class, right? Like, it's, as far as I know, it's been 24 hours since the end of the fucking first movie. She hasn't had time.
I mean, they would have had to teach the teachers how to read.
So
if Milo was just teaching a class at the beginning of this movie, I don't know if I would have been more upset or happier.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'd be kosher with that. This necklace doesn't ever factor into anything?
It doesn't. I don't even know where he found it. Probably in the thing. Yeah, because the thing is, it's not the necklace, it's the jars or whatever.
It's the pottery.
So they're like, okay, well, let's go get this. Let's find out why this happened. And the prospector's like, oh, well, there was a urn in a box or pottery in this box that the coyotes wanted. I know for some reason. I don't know.
But the box has been stolen by Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
I mean, if they had leaned more into that, like in Fox and the Hound 2, I would have been much happier with this movie.
Yeah, this guy's just kind of a shit. Oh, I will say though, I do love how judgy Sweets is about this guy tomb raiding. Because I don't know if Sweets remembers what his old job was.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. They're like, how could you do this? They all do this.
This was your job. Like, not 2 months ago, right? Like,
probably, like, at most a year, right? Like, there's, like, very little time has passed.
You used to do this for a living, and you felt nothing. Oh, but when this guy does it, it's like, now, I don't trust him. He's got shifty eyes. Like, you know what, man?
You know, Sweets really still delivers these lines, but I don't care about them anymore.
It's part of it is just like this. There's nothing happening in this movie, so it's really just this voice. Like every time this voice actor delivers a line, I'm like, this is a good voice actor. I wish I was watching something else.
Yeah, so they talk to this guy, and he's shifty, and they're like, well, time to go. I guess that's it. And they drive away and are attacked by sand coyotes. And a Native American guy is sitting in their car, and he's like, gotta protect my shit. And kills them with sand coyotes. They're fine.
I will say, I do think it's baffling that, like, they meet this guy. He tells them his name. I don't remember what he tells them. But later, Milo's like, oh my god, that's the name of a Native American spirit. And I'm just sitting here like, wait a minute, isn't Sweets half Native American? How did he not recognize that when this guy gave them his name, he would be like, oh, you mean like this Native American spirit?
They seem to have forgotten, is the real answer.
Yeah. Milo isn't even an anthropologist, he's a linguist.
Yeah, there's no reason for him to know that except he's the resident smart guy.
Yeah, he's the specs.
So they go back to the guy after they, I don't know, fix the car from being destroyed by sand coyotes.
No, don't you remember? They, like, look up over the hill that they're lying on, and they're like, oh we're back.
They're back. Yeah. They go back, and Mole figures out where the vase came, the pot came from. I don't know why I keep misnaming this piece of pottery. Mole figures out where it came from because he licks it, because he's nasty.
I mean, to be fair, that's just a geologist thing, man.
I mean, I get it. I get it from, like, a Sherlock Holmes. You can tell where a man has been based on his boots type thing. But Mole eats so much dirt in this movie. And it's like, I get it, guys. He eats dirt.
Like, it's a fetish for him.
I don't need you to keep doing it.
Oh, fuck, I was gonna say something. You mentioned Sherlock Holmes, and I lost my train of thought. Because I started thinking about Sherlock Holmes.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, man, it's wild that there hasn't been, like, a Sherlock Holmes Disney cartoon, but there has been!
Yeah, it was,
The
pretty
Great
good,
Mouse
actually.
Detective. I haven't seen that movie since I was, like, a baby. I don't remember a lick of it.
I think it holds up. The one issue I have is the villain is not really interesting until he's on screen at the same time as Basil. So until they're facing down, he's not that interesting.
You know, I want to watch that movie now, because I haven't seen it in so long. I'm trying to think. This is a discussion we can have later, but, like, what would we watch with that?
The problem is, there is another Disney Mouse movie.
No, we can't
But
watch The
it has
Rescuers.
a sequel.
Well, The Rescuers 2, oddly enough, was released in theaters.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
true.
bananas.
It's got, like, a real sequel.
Is there, like, a Don Bluth movie?
Almost certainly. We
like
can
Ricky,
look it up later.
we could do Ricky Tikki Tavi or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so they all decide to go, including this fucking shifty-ass guy.
I legit don't know why they let this guy come. I don't know why they would force this guy to come.
He was like, oh, I'm going too. I don't want to be cursed. And it's like, okay, man, just give them the pot and you won't be cursed. And one of them should have said this. But they didn't because they're so fucking credulous, apparently.
4 of the 6 people in this group know what it feels like to betray somebody at the last minute.
You'd think that Milo
To
would be
raid
like,
this tomb, you would... Yeah, right? I know!
Milo would be like, wait a second. I've heard this before. And Kida would be like, no. I remember what happened last time. Let's not invite this random white guy to come raid this tomb with us. But they don't!
They just let him go.
Spray him along.
And then he gasses them.
Yeah.
With, I don't even know what he says, like a mixture of prairie grass and oil. Are you getting them high off peyote? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, he gasses them and ties them up. I guess he doesn't have the stomach to kill them outright. For some fucking reason, only Milo gets to fight him. They're tied up, but they use the dog to get free, and then Milo fights him. And then it turns out, oh, everybody else is okay too, I guess. Whatever, and then he gets eaten by coyotes.
He gets turned into a sand yoti.
That is, I guess that's what happens. Because the god / spirit is like, he is with us now. It's like, can you do that? I didn't know that was the rule.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's like, oh, like don't get me wrong, I get it. Like karmic death, cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I guess like they were like, ah, shit, we didn't like draw a canyon that we could drop him down. Oh wait, we did. Well, let's just turn him into a sand yoti.
Anyway, they turn him into a sand yoti, and this guy's like, I gotta kill you too, because you saw our secret, all this old stuff. And it's like, why are you protecting all this old stuff instead of people? One. And they're like, we have a secret too, but we can't tell you because it's secret. He's like, now I know you can keep a secret. And that's it!
It is the dumbest, like, riddle me bullshit that I can't believe.
The other thing is, he already knows that Kida is from Atlantis.
He knows she's from Atlantis. He knew the whole time.
And this does not give her, like, any sway in this conversation, apparently.
Are you also 8,000 years old? How would you know?
Well, I mean, he's a spirit, so maybe.
Kida immediately proceeds to tell this Native American spirit, no, actually Atlanteans are terrible. And then Odin shows up. And I know there's some bridging material that happens here.
There is, but it's all like, it's like 3 different episodes lightly bridged by them going to meet Whitmore again. Here's the thing about this Odin. I thought, for a brief moment, that it was actually Odin. Now, don't get me wrong, he looks like shit. Odin's like a big, beefy dude. This guy's so tiny. But the reason I thought it was Odin was because he had 2 trained ravens and a trained wolf.
And an eye patch.
Which are, I mean, an eye patch, anybody could wear an eye patch.
Yeah, true. But he also calls himself Odin.
The thing that bothered me was, like, all these animals that this, like, random rich guy had because he went crazy and decided he was Odin are unexplained.
Oh yeah, no, there is a moment where this wolf is fighting their iguana monster and throws it into the lava, and then, like, other bullshit happens. And the rock monster, like, bites his tail, and for a split second... I thought it was going to
drag him into the lava.
I thought it was going to just drag this wolf into the lava, and I was like, that would fucking rule so much if this movie did that.
Nah, he just burns his tail like Shere Khan. The original Shere Khan, not the one that got killed in the fire.
The real one. I do like this concept, right? Like, what if Howard Hughes went crazy and instead of, like losing all sense of hygiene and dying on a plane from, like, unimaginable pain and disease, he pretended to be Odin.
He just pretended to be Odin. Why not?
Like, that's the kind of like, I don't care for all of this Elon Musk shit. I don't care for this Jeff Bezos taking over the world megalomaniacal shit. I miss the days when rich people pretended to be gods in, like, a more literal way and less of a destroying the world way.
They stole an Atlantean sphere that could, I guess, control
the weather.
Elements?
But also gravity.
Sometimes, yes.
It could also create golems.
Yep. Well, specifically out of lava and ice, which I assume is part of the other thing. Anyway.
I assume if he had wanted to, he could have made, like, a water one and
a wind
one. Is that it?
You forgot Earth. Well, no, I guess lava's Earth. Lava's Earth and fire, though.
Oh, that's right. Wait, so then we already have water and fire, so he would do a rock one and then a wind one.
Sure.
And then
one that has all of them, and he's the Avatar.
And he's the Avatar. Well, he's the Avatar because he has the stick, right? That would make him the Avatar. And then he goes, now we need to go to this tree, and underneath it is unobtainium, and that's the wrong one. That's the wrong Avatar. God, oof.
Did they really call it unobtainium?
They really, in the fucking movie, they called it unobtainium.
They didn't think that was too comic booky back in the day?
There was literally another fucking movie that already used unobtainium. And do you know what movie it was? It was The Core, Tony.
They go to Iceland.
They go to Iceland. They go to this mountain that has a floating rock. They fight an ice golem.
They crash into the ice golem because Audrey is not allowed to be inherently good at things.
She cannot be competent. She can only be mad about her things breaking.
Crashes into the ice golem. They do not fight the ice golem. The ice golem fucking gets them, which surprised me. He freezes them, and then they wake
die.
Up. They die.
I'm sorry, but they die. I don't...
No. You're. It's not a corpse until it's a warm corpse. That's a rule.
That's all right. So,
although they did freeze pretty fast, you think ice crystals will form in their blood, destroying blood cells. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Maybe the spear brings them back.
Warm Corpse is the name of my normcore grudge band.
So Odin, quote unquote, unfreezes them. Immediately takes Milo for Loki, which I understand, but also if Milo were any kind of intelligent, he could have used that.
Yeah, right. Something. He could have done something.
What nobody does at all is try to use this guy's particular sort of megalomania / madness to their advantage, which is really irritating to me as somebody who knows how things work in, like, movies.
Yeah, no, this is not right.
And also, as somebody who just kind of, not very well, but knows a bit about mental illness, and how you can't just tell somebody who is experiencing, like, a different kind of reality that their reality isn't real. They just won't accept it, and that conversation isn't going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Or they'll just be upset and lash out at you. they don't play along with him at all, and it really irritated me. Anyway, he's like, Milo's Loki, attacks him, shoots him with the spear, which does nothing.
Milo gets shot with a laser, and he's like, ugh, ooh, let me catch my breath. But then, like, Kida, 2 seconds later, gets wolf tackled and is immediately KO'd.
Yeah, he takes Kida for, I forget the god's name.
Brunhilde.
And he drops everybody else out of the castle to their deaths. Again, they keep falling in this movie. I think Mole saves them again. Jeez.
Yeah, Mole saves them again. There is a moment in the last one where Mole saves them from the Wind Yotis by digging a tunnel, but
And in the first one, when he saves them from falling off the cliff, he saves them a lot.
He's the hero of this movie. He's always right, he's never wrong, and he's always saving them.
Except for the fact that he's still a creepy pervert.
Yeah, he's still a creepy pervert.
Keep that in for something. They get back up to his castle and then sled down it after him because he is going to a volcano so he can wake up the lava monster so it can fight the ice monster, and together they can bring about the end of the world, which is not what Ragnarok is. It very much pissed me off that there was no giant serpent involved. Or a giant wolf.
Ooh, the giant serpent could have been the Earth one.
It could have. It would have been easy. Or a shit made of dead man's nails. Like, no Ragnarok stuff.
The stuff that you're really looking for, right? The weird stuff is the stuff you want.
Stuff. The one thing he has is an ice giant, but they don't even call it that.
Instead, we get, like, world's most boring kaiju fight. Like, Guillermo del Toro would have cried if he saw this shit. It is, like, so depressingly nothing.
Well, the lava one gets the spear for a while, but honestly, it doesn't even seem like a big thing. I think they explode it.
The spear?
No, they explode the lava guy.
Well, they drop... Kida literally drops a bridge on him.
Well, yeah, but that's when she gets the spear. For a time, the lava one had the spear, and I don't know what happened and how they got it back. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Kida gets the thing and does like a... Do you know... I was trying to think of what it reminded me of, and I remember now, but it's the dumbest reference I can think of.
Okay.
Did you ever play Pokemon Sun and Moon?
No.
There were these special moves in that game. You know, in Pokemon, in each Pokemon, they do like a gimmick thing now.
Yeah, they have like a big gimmicky... I mean, all the new ones, as far as I know. I only ever played up to Emerald, I think. At that point, it was still just a Pokemon game. Oh, I think they had the fashion thing in that one.
Yeah, but that was just a whole change in gameplay. It wasn't like this. It wasn't like Mega Evolutions or something.
Oh, yeah, I get you. I get what you mean.
There's a thing you can do, like, I think once a game in Pokemon Sun and Moon, where you do like a hula dance, and then your Pokemon can do a big special move. And with the rock one, it literally like lifts a mountain over them and just drops it on top. And it's precisely what Kida does, except she has a harder time with it than Diglett. Diglett can just, no problem.
You can just do it. Diglett can just do it. But wait, what's that in the back? Trio. Did we ever get a definitive answer over what the deal is with Doug Trio and like why it's just 3 Digletts?
I don't know, maybe Diglett grows extra heads.
Ah, you know what? That's a take that I haven't heard before.
I mean, I like it better than the Magnemite one. Because, like, for Magnemites it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense for Digletts.
Yeah.
There's just 3.
3 magnets.
Just two more moles just pop up behind Diglett and like, yeah, we're your Pokemon now.
Yeah. Oh, we are also your Pokemon. Let us in there. No, get out.
What?
They should make like a Hectoconcardies of just like 100 Digletts.
This is... We're way off track, but I need to mention this. Did you ever see one time Ryan North was in an interview and they asked him what his favorite Pokemon was, and he said the one that's just 3 hunks hugging underground. Not realizing that he was referencing fan art of Doug Trio that was just 3 hunks hugging underground.
That's amazing. He wouldn't know. I would love to live in that world, honestly. Like, I would lose a lot to live in that world, but I think it'd be worth it. Also, I'd be so tall.
Yeah, but you couldn't fit in a DeLorean, which is apparently the worst thing for him.
I mean, I don't know. It must be weird to be tall enough that you can just climb into a pool, but not tall enough that you can just climb out of it.
Right. So after all this, Kida's like, Atlantis has done too much damage to the world. It's time to stop hiding.
Which is
Yup.
a sentence that it's like you are driving down a road and then decide that you actually know we're in a different country now. We've come to a conclusion that makes no sense with like any of the effort put into it.
She skids right off that road, goes back to Atlantis, uses the spear, because apparently the spear is like a fucking great spear.
This spear is like the key to Atlantis.
Uses this spear along with the, god orb in the sky and raises Atlantis back up above water. And everybody's so happy and, like, celebrating, and the kid sees the sun for the first time. And I'm sitting here like, this changes everything. The world is gonna be in huge turmoil.
This is a world that is literally, like, 2 treaties away from entering global war. And a new Player 4 has entered the arena. Like, what the fuck?
And they only have magic that is comparable to like an atomic weapon
and flying
machines. That's not going to change everything. And flying machines that work way better than modern flying machines.
And giant stone robots.
She's just going to sit down one day with a representative from, it doesn't matter where, America, England, Germany, Italy, it doesn't matter. They're going to come in and she's going to be like, yes, I understand your point of view. I will sign this treaty, and then Atlantis is in World War What?
But Whitmore says everything was fine. Sure it was, buddy. Also, I do want to point out, just real quick, that like in the entire 83-minute runtime of this movie, because this is not a very long movie, nobody ever speaks Atlantean.
No, somebody speaks, I don't know, Norwegian maybe. In the very beginning. But
you go through all this trouble of making up this fucking bullshit language and culture and nobody speaks it for your whole sequel?
Well, to be fair, they didn't make up a culture.
There is a moment in which an Atlantean child says in English, in God's English, what is that? It's the sun. You know what the sun is. You're 8,000 years old. I can't. Oh, did you see these end credits?
No, what happens in the end credits?
No, nothing happens. It's just a really weird font choice. Like, the titles of all of the departments were like in a weird, almost Comic Sans, but smoother. And all of the names were in like that army font. You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Right. Yeah.
And it's just a really weird choice of fonts. Like, oh man, somebody's passion sure was graphic design. That was it. That was just like the last note that I had, was that they did that to really hammer home how little movie money and attention was put into this movie.
I think I actually had a lot of fun talking about this movie. It was a nothing movie to watch, which is, I think, better than the last one, which was just kind of weird and bad.
I do think that there is something to be said about, I don't expect shit to taste good, so it's easier to have fun with it. But also, even compared to, like, I think the other movies of this ilk that we've seen, this one's just so boring.
Yeah, but it's not Kronk's New Groove.
Well, and you say that, and I get what you're saying, but Tony, here's the problem, right? Is it's also not Kronk's New Groove in the weird, like, sapiosexual way that Kronk's New Groove is Kronk's New Groove. This movie has nothing that's going to stick with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's fair. I remember Kronk's New Groove.
Yeah, I will never forget the moment that I was listening to an interview like a couple of years ago with Kronk's voice actor, and he referenced Kronk's New Groove, and I lost my fucking mind. Patrick Warburton, that's his name.
Patrick Warburton.
That man loves his job.
Good for him. There are so few people like that, I feel like. Like actors and voice actors who are just really like happy to be doing it.
Yeah, I think it's weird that that's who Mark Hamill is, right? Like, Mark Hamill's a guy who just loves voice acting. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. That was not a good movie.
No, I was really hoping that this would be a more fun combo. Batting 1,000, man.
The worst bit of the movie is, both movies, is that they were not great to their female characters, and we've watched a lot of movies that are not great to their female characters, and I will make sure that the next 2 movies we watch are not quite like that.
Oh, yeah. Well, then go ahead, man. Make your choice.
No, not yet. I want to hold on to it. Thank you for listening to Direct to Video.
What do you mean?
VHS?
VHS?
I have been your host, Tony Robusto.
I have been your host, Andy Reyes.
You can find me on Twitter at TheaterBets, and you can find my website at inspiredbytrueevents.org.
You can find me on Twitter at royalty_valens. You can find my other podcast, Time Honored Pictures, at timehonoredpictures.com.
I quite like it. It's pretty good. It is wild, the amount of DNA that it shares with this podcast, in that a lot of them, there are only 2 episodes up so far. There's a lot of talking about misuse of female characters and misuse of bad weird racist stuff and weird misogynist stuff. But it's fun.
Here's the thing: is I did not expect this roller coaster ride to start at the top, but so far it has.
Wings seems better than Seventh Heaven. I'm just saying.
Wings is... I honestly... there's a small part of my heart that's starting to think that Wings might be the best movie ever made. That is where I am at this point.
Well, I've been there. I briefly thought that Pocahontas 2 was the best movie ever made.
Like, sometimes you get that... That's the skew is the problem. You need external reference points. You can find this podcast at direct2.video.
Yeah, and you can email us at mail@direct2.video. I stopped saying that, but it's still in the description.
Yeah.
And thank you to Lee Rosevere for the music. Oh, fuck, I did it this time. Planet E off the album Trappist 1.
I was going to jump in and help you. I was going to jump in and be like, I got this. But then I was going to say Trappist E, and I was like, that's definitely wrong.
I almost said Trappist E. Wild that we're on the same page and it's the wrong page.
It's the wrong page, but at least it's the same page. That's friendship.
Anyway, next week we are going to be watching Tinkerbell and the Great Fairy Rescue.
Oh my gosh. Oh, has it been that long? Has it been so long?
It's been a little bit. And I, apropos of literally nothing, got into a conversation with my little cousin about the fact that there is a Tinkerbell movie where it's revealed that she has a twin.
Wait, what?
And now I have to watch it.
Is it this one?
It's not, but it is the one we're watching after that.
Oh, we're gonna hit. You know what? I'm okay with doing double on this one, dude. We have a lot of Tinkerbell movies. Have they? I'm surprised they haven't made a new one. To be fair, not many movies being made right now.
Yeah, but not since 2014.
It's been a grip. There are so many of these. Have we not seen this one already?
No, we only saw the first 2.
I thought we saw the third one too. Did we not?
Nah, it looks like it's got a human on it. I don't remember any humans.
Sorry, there was a human at the beginning of Lost Treasure.
Yeah, that sounds... Hey, I'm looking at the Rotten Tomatoes. This can't be true anymore. This was true in February 2013. Let me just double check. Holy cow. Did you know that Tinkerbell and the Lost Treasure has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes?
No way!
Okay, that's only from reviewers. And there are only 5 reviewers.
You know, that's still pretty high.
It is. The 2,500 audience members gave it a 73%.
That's still really high!
Okay, but it was a good movie. I seem to recall. I am the ghost of John Smith.
And I am internet dead. Tony, I am desperately trying to remember how many of these Tinkerbell movies we've seen, because I could have sworn we saw 4.
No, I think we just had the first 2. We definitely didn't see Secret of the Wings. And I know we didn't see the Pirate Fairy, because that was pretty hyped up. Oh, did we not see the Pirate
Fairy?
No.
Oh, no, we have not. I don't recognize this character design at all. I'm so excited. Oh, has it really been that long, old friend? Since we've graced the island of Neverland.
It was either going to be this or Swan Princess, and I was like, I want to do a film that I'm not going to hate so much.
I want to do a film that isn't going to look like melting plastic on my eyes. Yeah, that's a good choice.
Don't get me wrong. We got to find out what number 9's up to.
God, and they're still making those, unlike these Tinkerbell movies, they're still making those fucking Swan Princess ones, dude.
Stop it. I know, but I hate that.
Someone out there is still getting that tax scam.